G'day, my name's Jim, and today we're going to be reviewing the 4 most popular small form rechargeable camera lights for under $40. So stick around, because it's going to get good. I bought this with my own money. I have no sponsors. I get no reach arounds, no backenders. I spent 35 years as manual labourer, and I'm sick of getting ripped off. So everything I buy from now on, I'm going to grade and I'm going to score and I'm going to tell you my honest opinion. If that sounds good, then stick around. So here we have 4 popular brands of small form factor rechargeable lights for $40 Australian and under. That's 25 US for my Yank friends playing along. We have the SmallRig P108, the Andor W64, Ulanzi Mini VL49, and Godox LED 6 BIO. Now, all these lights have LED as source light, rechargeable lithium batteries, USB-C for charging ports, 1 male cold shoe mount with 1/4 inch threaded mount, 3 times female cold shoe mounts. All are RGB except for the Godox, which is only sepia or warm light. Their ad page made me believe it was RGB. Caveat emptor. So first off, we have the Godox. This is the LED 6 BI. It has 60 LEDs. Colour temperature goes from 3200 to 6500 in 9 levels. Max power is 6 watt. It has a 1800 milliamp battery. The Godox power switch is located up the top left and is microscopic. So unless you have fingers like a 13-year-old Chinese girl, you're going to need at least 1 good fingernail to be able to turn it on and off. The Godox has 4 push buttons located at the top 1/3 of the rear. The right-hand pair of buttons are marked plus and minus, and they control the brightness. The manual says there are 10 brightness steps, though there's no indication of what percentage you're actually at. Only has a tiny little LED that blinks when it tells you it's not going to do anything more, and there's no adjustment. On the opposite side is a pair of buttons marked up and down arrows. These control the temperature, but again, there's no indication to tell you what you're actually at, only that you've reached the limit. The only other indicators on the Godox is 4 green LED bars that thankfully at least tell you how much battery power is left. The Godox has pass-through power, so you can actually charge it while using it. The Godox takes approximately 4 seconds to go from minimum to maximum brightness and 3 seconds to change from warm to cool. Next up, we have the SmallRig P108, also sold under Seymour, but the software is totally different, as well as minor cosmetic changes. So the SmallRig P108 has 108 LEDs, 28 are RGB, 40 are cold and 40 are warm. Temperature goes from 2700K to 6500K, and it has a 2500 milliamp lithium battery. The SmallRig P108 has 2 buttons, a power button and a jog wheel. Depressing the power button for 3 seconds turns on the light, and a short press changes the brightness if you're in the right setting. Clicking the center of the jog wheel changes its mode. Unfortunately, it has 12 lighting modes, and I say unfortunately because if it wasn't for these stupid modes, this would be a really good light. If you manage to find the right mode, you can go through the whole spectrum in 1 second flat. However, it takes you 3 bloody minutes to find the right setting. The SmallRig P108 has battery indicators to tell you how much battery you have left. Unfortunately, you have to be in the right mode for it to do so. Otherwise, it tells you how strong the light is in 25% chunks. Which mode you're actually in? Your guess is as good as mine. When using this light, I found myself standing there for minutes on end, just staring at it going, what the This light had the makings of a great light, but unfortunately the software has made it virtually unusable. Next up we have the Ulanzi. It's the VL49 RGB. The Ulanzi has 3 momentary push buttons and a sliding on-off switch, but unlike the Godox, the Ulanzi doesn't need to be switched on and off with the use of a fingernail or pointed object. The Ulanzi comes with a 2000 milliamp battery, and the colour temperature goes from 2500 to 9000 K. The Ulanzi has a nice bright clear LED screen that displays the colour temperature, brightness and battery indicator. Clicking the mode button quickly changes the highlighted part of the screen. Long presses changes the mode. There are 13 modes, but unlike the SmallRig, you don't have to go through all 13 to get to the RGB or the warm cool. I like the way this is set up because if you want RGB, there's only 3 settings to choose from. You go through cool, warm, RGB and special. Unlike the small rig, you don't have to go through all the flashy effects, but if you do, you just have to click the up and down buttons when you're on that menu setting. Which is good, because how often are you going to use a blue and red flashing light on your model unless you're trying to give the bitch a seizure? The Ulanzi has a magnetic back that sticks to pretty well most anything metallic, and it does actually come in handy when using it around the house for a quick shoot. It takes the Ulanzi 16 seconds to do a full lap of the colour spectrum. Last up, we have the Endor W6 RGB. It has the same nice bright LED screen that the Ulanzi has that displays the colour, temperature, the brightness and that of the battery level. The Endor has 1 push button switch and 2 rocker switches on the top corners of the light. The software is the same as Ulanzi in that the on-off button doubles as a menu that scrolls from warm, cool, RGB and special, where it has 20 different effects, but unlike the small rig, you don't have to scroll through all 20 just to get to the RGB or the cool warm. The Endor also comes with a magnetic back for ease of placement, which is quite handy. Unfortunately, Endor takes 40 seconds to go through the spectrum. Now that doesn't sound very long, but let's watch it in real time, shall we? And start. Right, now can you imagine if you're doing a photo shoot and you're paying some chick $500 an hour to stand around and look pretty, and you're spending 10 minutes just trying to change the colour of your lights for the next scene. That's $500 an hour divided by 60 minutes and carry the 1. That's a lot, and we're only just hit halfway. It's got to go from 0 to 360. What a complete dumbass thought this was a good idea. Pretty sure it was the same twit who made the software in the small rig. Could you imagine having 3 or 4 of these, or even more, that you need to change the colour of? Absolutely totally insane. Now it's finally finished. Okay, so let's check out which one of these is brightest. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the aperture down on the camera, and we'll see which one remains when it's gone completely black. So it looks like the Godox is actually the brightest, and I think the others are pretty much even, really. Okay, so let's see which one lasts the longest. And even though the Endor is trying to cheat by sitting on 99% instead of 100% brightness, it manages to crap its pants, call for its mum in exactly 1 minute after the small rig, followed immediately by the Godox, which clicks into limp home mode with only 10% brightness. So the surprising winner here is the Ulanzi. It finally passed out after a drunken fry-up at 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's not bad at all. Okay, summary time. So if I was some stuck-up pro videographer or photographer, I would literally throw the Endor and the small rig as hard as I could onto the concrete, smashing them into a million pieces so they never ever accidentally made their way back onto one of my sets again. They are totally shit. The Endor takes forever to change colours, and the small rig takes forever to try and find the right bloody setting. So that leaves the Godox and the Ulanzi. The Ulanzi has RGB and lasted 20 minutes longer. So there you go. You have a clear winner for once. The Ulanzi has good software allowing you to get to your settings, including the stupid special effect things. It has a magnet on the back. It lasted for 2 hours and 25 minutes on high, and you don't need fingernails to turn it off and on. So, well damn, there you go. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out to my mate Mitch, who's my first Patreon, and still waiting for you to reply to my PM, you snob. So that's it until next time. Y'all be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Techno. Cosmopolitan Railroad.